This is Mouth Media Network. Amplify and connect.
The following program is based on actual events. The names have been changed to protect the innocent, along with the locations, events, order of events, words, and entire story. Okay, basically, we made the whole thing up. So sue us. Actually, please don't. We blew our last time recording this promo. So that would be a waste of time. Unless you actually sued us, then we did a story based on that actual event, made some money, then paid you. Then that program would be based on actual events. For now, this is Funny People Talking.
Hi, I'm Alyce Chan, comedian and mom of two, and I'd rather be filing my husband's toenails on a Friday night while he's drunk and while I'm watching a documentary on Michael Jackson than listen to Funny People Talking.
Well, hello, everybody.
Well, hello,
Welcome
darling.
to Funny People Talking.
Haha.
I don't know why
are
I'm
you?
talking like this. I don't even know who I am. I sound a little bit like Rue McClanahan, maybe, but that's not what I was going for.
I saw her on Broadway, and
Did
I
you really?
loved her.
Really?
Who are you? Are you
I
Mark
don't know.
Rako?
I don't know what I was. I was somewhere.
I saw her in Wicked. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
I was somewhere between Mae West and Foghorn Leghorn, I think.
But your real name is Mark Rako, and this
It is.
show is Funny People Talking.
It is. Thanks, Danielle Beckman.
You're welcome.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here with us. Also, our illustrious producer, Elsie.
Hi.
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 Elsie, give me a ranking on your mood at this moment from giraffe to lion.
Yeah. Because we can't.
Chupacabra.
Okay.
I asked for that.
See, we can't.
I don't know what that means,
I
but
don't
it's
know
probably
if that's between those.
correct.
It's a small animal that can eat a cow really fast.
Are you hungry?
Kind of.
Do you know what I like? Our capybaras. They're cool. In Australia.
We talked about that.
We did.
We did.
They're cute.
I love that. Okay. Anyway, by the way, on the show, also with us in the studio right now, not later, not earlier, right now, Alyce Chan. Yes, she deserves that applause. Alyce Chan is not just a stand-up comedian. She is a humorist, I would say. And she's also a community builder, I would say, arguably. And she is...
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow, you're giving me so much credit, Mark.
Well, you know.
Great.
I'm setting the bar, and then you have to
More.
live up to it. And she does something called Bring Your Own Baby.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to find out what the heck that is
Yeah.
and what it has to do with comedy. And as she mentioned earlier, she's the mother of two.
I am.
She's married.
I am.
And that probably is a lot of fodder for comedy right there.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're going to find out how she has blended comedy with being a mom in a very seamless way. And also using that to inspire and encourage others.
Oh.
So good. Alice, we're glad you're
Okay.
here.
Oh my
I'm
God, I
so
almost
happy.
believed all that. No, I'm kidding.
Stick to the script.
I know. So anyway, welcome to the show. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to play an improv game. We're going to talk cheese. And we're also going to talk about the outdoors, I understand.
Ooh,
Miss
the
Danielle.
outdoors.
Yes.
Ye old great outdoors.
And in a little while, we will have Ye Old Nerd Tip.
Yes, we will. That's
but-
my segment.
But first, a question.
Oh, yeah, Mark, what's
question.
going through your head?
I noticed you have a very, very, very intensely, incredibly bright smile today. More than really should be humanly possible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand how this could actually be humanly possible.
Well, I
don't
signed
even
an
see any black
NDA,
lights. You signed an NDA.
so I can't really talk about it. But listen, I'm going to blow the NDA for this.
Okay, thank you for that.
God, I hope I get hired after this.
Okay.
Um,
4 out of 5 dentists say you will. Be.
beep, disclaimer, this is not a real thing. Okay.
Okay.
I today
Yeah.
shot my very first Crest commercial.
You
And
did.
But I walked away with all the product I could want, including veneers.
And use it all.
And
at the
that's
same
what you're
time.
seeing. Elsie, what do you think of my new teeth?
They're kind of big.
That's all you have to say?
Big and bright.
Big and bright, yeah. Okay.
I
Well,
like the
that's
natural shade of like it's not completely white. They match your eyeballs.
Thank you. And
They're-
I also got clear eyes. So my
With
eyeballs,
crest
You didn't
eyebrows.
mix that up, did you?
No, I did not put clear eyes in my mouth. But maybe I did. But listen, my teeth are the new me. I was going to say something else and I forgot because Elsie really threw me off with her intense
Well, you want
dislike.
honesty, right? And I will always be honest with you.
She will be honest.
I
Trust me,
didn't
have the
ask for
scars
honesty.
to
I
prove it.
asked what you
I
thought,
like-
which is code for tell me you like it.
I like your own
I
teeth.
like your teeth.
I like your giant teeth.
Thanks.
Did you have braces? They're so straight.
Yes, I did. I had braces at two interesting moments in my life. When I was 7.5, I had the first round, which is quite young.
Oh my.
Then I had them again at the start of college.
Why did you have
Wow.
them twice?
I have a small mouth, but a mature mouth. These are things my orthodontist tells me.
I have a small but mature mouth.
I also have a tongue thrust and I swallow wrong. I'm not kidding. You can't write this stuff. This is real. My saliva pattern in my mouth is wrong. But listen, follow your dreams, everyone who's listening, because Crest still hired me.
And orthodontists don't rule your identity.
Yeah, take that, Dr. Hilger's
That's
office
right. Allegedly.
in Mission Viejo, California. No. I
it.
love Dr. Hilger's. If anyone is listening in Mission Viejo, go to him.
Well,
The best.
it sounds like he loves you too because you bought not one but 2 boats for him.
I know. It's true. One was a yacht. Anyway, Mark, thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
And these veneers are doing me great.
I had braces too when I was a kid, and I had to get 4 teeth pulled to get my braces.
I did too. Sounds like we have similar mouths.
small
was-
jaw.
No, I just had two.
Too many
I
teeth?
don't know if I had too many teeth or too big teeth, or maybe I do have a small jaw.
Yeah.
I don't have a giant mouth. Like
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who put like my fist in my mouth. or
Yeah, because I had to
anything
get
like
4 teeth pulled and then also my wisdom teeth out. So, like, there was too much going on.
It's funny, you and I have small mouths, and we just talk a whole
We just,
hell of a
yep,
lot, right?
it doesn't go with our nickname, Big Mouths.
Did I ever tell you the story? And if I did, I will stop.
Okay,
and,
I'll stop you.
I'll cut it from the show. But did I ever tell you
Okay.
the story about when I was having my teeth pulled the first time? He pulled 3 of them, and then he went to pull the last one. And as he pulled, so I had Novocaine, right? With the
Okay.
needles. And I was like 12 or something like that. And
Aw.
he went to pull my tooth, and I kind of went, ah. He goes, well, so did you feel that? I said, yeah. And he goes, huh, well, let me give you some more Novocaine.
Oh,
He gave me the
no.
Novocaine, put the needle, and I kind of winced. And then a couple minutes went by, and he went to pull it again. I go, ah. And he goes, you still feel it? He goes, yeah. He says, it hurts. I said, yeah. He goes,
Yeah.
huh. He goes, well, maybe you just need a little bit more. So he gave me more Novocaine.
Oh, my God.
And he went to pull it again, and I kind of winced. And he goes,
Oh no.
huh, really? He says, try one more time. So
Oh.
he put the needle in my mouth. I literally felt the needle go in.
Oh.
Okay, and I winced, and he goes, did you feel that? I said, yeah. He goes, you felt the needle? I said, yeah. He goes, Mark, I didn't even touch you. You're remembering the needle prick and inserting this in your mind and like basically having a hallucination of the it says you need to calm down. So being that this was the the late 70s,
The
I would say,
1920s. Oh, sorry,
he
what?
pulled out a Walkman and
This is great.
and put it on my ears, and I listened to whatever Tears for Fears or whatever, I don't know what was
Good
some-
for him.
and then that was probably after that. Anyway, and he went and helped another patient, and he came back, and he gently as you can pulled the next bicuspid, and I somehow managed through it. And when I finished, a few months later, to come back and have all my impacted wisdom teeth pulled.
Right. Hey, we had the same story.
Right.
We had
And
the
so
same
he
story.
took my mother aside and he said, Mrs. Reiko, I really would like to give your son Valium. Because that's the only way we're going to get through this.
Oh
so
my
he
God.
did. And it might have been traumatic, but I didn't care.
Oh, I had the best time on my Valium at age
Did you?
17. Yeah.
The wisdom teeth.
The wisdom teeth,
I
yeah.
had that.
Yep.
I loved
it. was
it.
great. I walked out, I looked at the clock, and
Yeah.
I was like, it's noon. And everyone was like, ma'am, it is 3 p.m. And I was like, it's noon. I couldn't
Wait,
read
you walked
clocks.
out by yourself? You were
No,
supposed
my
to
mom
have
was
some-
there.
Okay.
Yeah. But I said lots of crazy things.
But didn't it felt good because it didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt.
And you didn't even notice like time went by.
No.
Nobody taped you and put you on YouTube like David at the dentist or whatever?
That,
The poor
those,
kid.
no, but lucky famous viral children.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I want their viral money.
All right, so maybe this is time to start the show. So Danielle,
Mark.
yes, what?
I think it's
Out with
time to
it.
start the show. Is my
Okay.
smile persuading you?
Yes, it is. Thank
Great.
you.
Start the show.
From the Mouth Media Network studios in New York City, and from the same people who brought you Monkey Radio with Mark, this is Funny People Talking with Mark Rako, Danielle Beckman, and Elsie.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Funny People Talking. We're here with Alyce Chan, the great, the powerful Alyce Chan. I don't know.
Wizard of
Why
Chan.
not? Why not?
I like powerful.
I'm going to set the bar high.
Okay.
And I'm so glad you're here. Before we go on, a quick piece of business. Every time that we do this show, we try to make sure to pay our homage to the comedy gods. Our, with all due respect to Alyce, our dream guest is Tina Fey. Whether in the studio, a call-in, a drive-by, we don't care. And we pray to the comedy gods, hoping that just by putting it out to the universe, somehow, some way, this will connect with her.
Yes.
And she, in a weak moment, will agree to join us. So we will pray for a moment. Alyce, you are welcome to join us if you're so inclined.
Yeah.
Oh, comedy gods,
I'm gonna do a
please
rap.
bring
Okay.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Just come on the show.
Tina
She
Fey.
don't have to do
We
this
need
anymore.
you here. We
Say
need
that.
you to
Tina,
stay.
Tina Fey, Tina
we
Fey.
say, hey, hey. Take an Uber here. It's easy. Amen.
Uber pool.
Thank you. All right.
I felt that from you, Alyce.
Did you?
I did.
The Uber?
I think. No. Your energy.
Did you?
I think she
did.
might be the one
I
to
think
call
she
her
added.
in.
This could be it. Can you imagine? Like, this is the one that does it.
know.
You're like,
It's like ring, ring, ring.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh,
I know.
hey. Not the right way for my phone. That's okay.
Miss
What's going on,
Danielle,
Mark?
I'm going to take a wild guess. You have a nice short nerd tip for us
Is
today.
it short? Yes.
Or was that just a hint?
Okay, no, today is more of it's sort of more of a conversation starter, I think,
Is
of a
it?
nerd tip.
Okay, go ahead.
So I found this Venn diagram I actually found it on dictionary.com.
And what is
strange
a
enough.
Venn diagram again?
Well, all three of you can look at it right here. Okay. And in the center, Mark, are you looking?
No, he's not.
Yes, I am.
So sorry, listeners, you can't see it, but I'll do my best to describe. The three circles on the outside are intelligence, obsession, and social ineptitude, and they all intersect. The intersection of intelligence and social ineptitude is what one would call a dweeb. Between social ineptitude and obsession, one would call a dork. And between intelligence and obsession, one would call a geek. But where all three come together in the middle, the apex, if you will, is a nerd. And so I thought this was really
I
fascinating.
love that someone really thought about this.
Oh my gosh, it's really exciting
Pretty
to me
fascinating, actually.
because I
really
love
into this.
putting it in the way, because you can say like, oh, like I'm such a tech geek, like I always get the new iPhone or whatever. So a tech geek would be like, geek is intelligence and obsession. And then maybe if you're like a little bit socially awkward and super smart and you love you love numbers, maybe you're a dweeb.
Yeah.
So it's like this little thing, but I love that obsession comes into play because I recall a quote from my father from I've always been very passionate about a lot of things. And so my dad once said, he was like, people who are obsessed with things are more interesting, Danielle. So you go ahead and just be obsessed with whatever you want to be obsessed with. And I was like, play it again, Sam. That's a good one. His name's Greg. But anyway, like it was just like, it was one of those things where where obsession to me was never a bad thing. Of course, it can get bad or unhealthy. But for me, I've always found obsession to be linked with passion because it's something that you kind of want to excavate more, right?
Yeah. I was just going to ask, could it be construed as passion? Because obsession is something you want to do over and over and over again. I think passion is also, though, it's not as repetitive. I feel like obsession could be like just repetitive as long as you're doing it. But passion, you're actually putting some love into it.
Ooh, that makes sense.
To feel growth. Obsession, you could be obsessed, but you may not see growth.
Right.
And passion may lead to growth.
So exactly. So it's like one of those things where if you're a Star Trek geek, like you're literally obsessed with any movie that comes out and maybe you don't actually even care.
Yeah.
Like
you just watch
you just do it.
Yeah.
Because,
all night, all day,
exactly.
Weekends, not eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if there isn't growth per se, like it could be the same characters coming back repeating the same thing, you just love it so much it doesn't matter. Yeah. So I think that's pretty fun, but I love that all three of them come together at Nerd. So I'd have to say of these, the one that I don't really resonate with is social ineptitude, because I think I'm pretty socially
capable,
trained. I'm pretty apt, and I think I have a strong emotional intelligence as well.
I was just gonna say your EQ is pretty high.
Oh, can you tell?
Yeah.
Are you analyzing me, Alyce? This is amazing.
In the first 3 seconds.
Yes.
Why do we need to?
And it has nothing to do with your teeth.
Yourself.
Oh my God, it has nothing to do with my large teeth. Thank you.
Which are at the intersection.
I mean, I don't even notice your teeth at this point. No. It's
Thank
just
you.
your EQ right now.
Oh my God. It's so good. Do you know what? Okay, I know.
Can you have like an Alice around all the time?
I know. I'm like, can you be my little coach? You know what? I might make people like throw up in their mouths a little bit for what I'm about to say, but it's super cute. So my boyfriend, who is just a delight, he always says the number one thing that he's attracted to and with me first and foremost, and even on our first date, was my brain. He's like, that is it for me. Like, your brain is so sexy and so awesome and so
was your response that so I'm ugly?
No, my response was like, oh my gosh, you're such a cute.
That's love.
I'm gonna sleep with you now.
Let's get married. And now we've been together for 3.5 years.
He sounds amazing because he appreciates your brain.
Yeah.
I know he's a good guy already.
All kidding aside, that's really lovely.
So
good.
He'll listen to this. It'll be great.
You guys should get married.
Well, yeah, it's in the cards. Okay. So my emotional intelligence says it might happen.
Oh my gosh.
That's nice.
I'm excited for you.
He's a nice guy.
Congratulations.
Nice guy. Hey, Timothy. Shout out. You had mentioned before the show that you wanted to mention something about outside.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I said outside is sort of like a general blanket thing. But what I wanted to talk about was where I went over Labor Day weekend, which was very much outside.
Cool.
And it was the Storm King Arts Center. Have you been? Have you been?
No.
You've been?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great place for
kids. That be a
kids.
t-shirt? I love that.
It's a great, that's from Night at the Roxbury. You know, when they go,
yeah.
Wait, did you bring your kids?
I went with my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
And then never been back, but I do want to bring my kids.
Did you say your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, I do the
same
thing.
Does that mean you're with him now, or does that mean, what does that mean?
You mean the ex counters the other ex?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you just tracked
or
that way
she's
back.
so far removed.
Actually, he's my ex-boyfriend, not ex-ex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I had another one in between the husband.
I go XX as well. I like to say 3 X's ago.
He's 1 X ago.
Oh, okay. Got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, because I got married after that.
Makes perfect sense. Okay.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was amazing. It's amazing. It's such a beautiful, like, grand, huge space. Like, just you can run around and like hide and sleep.
It's
there all weekend.
Truly, I know.
No one would know.
Did you do that?
No.
Okay, I didn't either. Well, guess what? So this is what I found out. When it gets dark, there are no lights in this. So if anyone's listening, look up Storm King Arts Center. Please go ahead. I went on the very last day that it was open till 8 p.m.
Wow.
So now they're only open till 5. But 5 or 6.
Because it gets dark?
It gets darker earlier. It's going to start getting darker earlier. But this is what the groundskeepers were saying. They were saying that absolutely no one even wants to stay after because of all the wild animals.
Oh my!
So it's like I don't know. I mean, there's definitely foxes. Okay, on one of the pathways we were walking and we constantly saw animal droppings and we realized it was the wild geese.
Oh,
they literally
would be more
pooped
exciting.
all along the path and we were like, here we are.
Mm.
But anyway, if anyone is wondering what this is, it's essentially these absolutely large, hulking, larger than life sculptures. Some very, very modern. Some like one was of the Buddha. You know, there
was one like it was like a huge gate or fence made with rocks. Do you see that? It was just like piles of rocks.
Gorgeous.
I mean,
yes. Did you see
nuts.
the mirror gate? The one with a mirror?
I think so. This was like 7 years
it's like
ago.
a reflection. They may have changed some of the
Yeah,
installations. But anyway, it is like it's awe-inspiring because it's so big.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really like it I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It honestly, it might be like the size of Disneyland, but the expanse that it is. And so just to be out there and listening to like the orchestra of the insects in the deep grass and up in the trees was just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Like to get out of the city.
And to get just getting out of New York City to find something that vast and naturey and it's
like you breathe in a new way. So Mark, I think you should take your wife. I think y'all should
and
go.
have a picnic there.
Oh my God, bring your
sandwiches and cupcakes and some wine.
Okay, so Alyce has the menu.
Okay.
This sounds awesome.
Get there.
Do you guys have a car?
Propose again.
No, but there's always.
We took the train to Beacon.
Okay.
From Midtown, and then we took a quick little Uber to
fun.
Storm King.
Oh,
That's fun.
It was delightful,
fun and easy without kids. So
no kids.
You know, it's amazing the things that are around that you can do. Over Labor Day, the thing we did the day before
what'd you
Labor
guys
Day,
do?
Sunday, my wife actually had to work on Labor Day, so I just worked on it too. But on the Sunday, so I've been in New York around 12 years, and I had never until that Sunday walked across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh my gosh!
I still haven't done that.
You got to do it.
No, it was Labor Day weekend, so it was extremely crowded. So it was kind of slow.
Okay.
But I have to tell you, it was lovely.
Isn't
it was
it great?
really, I enjoyed it. So we walked to the across the Brooklyn Bridge, and then we just walked our way down from the Brooklyn Bridge, which is I think Brooklyn Heights, on the cusp of Dumbo, and we walked down to Red Hook. And we stopped.
So you passed my house.
Yeah, I guess.
Literally, you to do that, you have to pass my house.
That's awesome.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
I wasn't there. I was at Storm King.
It's funny. I think there was a couple of places we looked at. We said, "This looks like where Danielle could live." We nailed it. And then we stopped at this cool taco place, and it was neat. And
in Red Hook.
No,
Where
it was in
it?
Brooklyn Heights. It was
okay.
It was actually near.
I got it. I know where you're talking about.
The subway station. I don't know.
J Street Metro Tech.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we also stopped at Shake Shack.
Oh yeah.
And my Shake Shack story is that because I had gotten a shake sometime before and made a donation to a charity, and like No Kids Hungry Left Hungry, or something like that, and they give you a coupon code for a free shake.
Oh.
And I wanted to have my wife try. They have definitely not a commercial for Shake Shack. But they have these black sesame poppy seed, I guess it is, or black seed
I think,
shakes.
sesame.
And what happens is when I first got it, I fully expected it to be like a vanilla shake that just had like little seeds in it that's kind of makes it crunchy or whatever. No, they mix it up and it becomes almost like a mocha. It becomes like coffee-ish mocha. Yeah. It's delicious. So I was like, and on their little ad that for the donation, that's one of the shakes pictured. So I'm like, I'm golden.
I gotta do it.
Treat, why not? So we waited in line and we waited for it and everything like that. And then finally they're like, I get up finally up to the counter like, oh, you have to order it on the app. So I'm like, so I have to download the app.
Oh man.
So fine, download it on the app. Did it. I get on the app and that's not one of the options that you can order. I'm like, so I go up and I have to wait in line again. I get there and they're like, this isn't on the and they go, well, that must mean that we're out of it.
You're like, can you check the kitchen?
Check the back.
What was really happening in my head, at least, was pretty much this message: liar, liar, pants on fire. Because I, as much as I know that we are living in 21st century e-commerce and mobile technology, based on my knowledge of how that industry works, I find it relatively implausible. And if someone disagrees with me out there, I apologize. Maybe I'm uninformed. I find it unlikely that their inventory at Shake Shack is so closely tracked they could have run out, it populated to the app and removed it from the menu. I find it very unlikely. And so consequently, I was very upset. So we got stuck with a vanilla milkshake, which I know, you know, I hear you. What do you call that? First world problem. First world problem, right? Okay. I only have a vanilla milkshake. So I wrote to Shake Shack.
Okay, good. Did you hear back?
Yes, I did. I only wrote to them not because like I'm gonna shake the world up here. Excuse the pun. I'm gonna, man, I'm so angry. It was just like I was like, I'm okay if they didn't have it. I'm not okay with someone. By the way, I didn't mention the person at the counter. Nasty.
Really
so
mean.
She was really rude.
Oh, did you get her name?
No. Nasty girl. So that was her name, Nasty girl. So I went to Shake Shack online and I complained. And they wrote me a very nice note back and I explained the situation. I even told them, I said, I'm not worried. I mean, it's not like I was asking for something. I just want to communicate because I know that managers want to know when things aren't working in their place.
Yeah.
So how are they going to know if we don't tell them? And what do? They gave me, I have to say this was a little bit of a jip, but still, they gave me a coupon for another shake.
But you have to redeem in the app and it expires in 2 weeks.
Probably 2 weeks from 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But so we haven't yet had an opportunity to go try it, but I'm gonna I'm gonna call ahead, make sure that restaurant's got one.
You need to go back to that Nasty girl and go, I want this
There's no
shake.
way I'm going all the way down to Brooklyn.
He doesn't live in Brooklyn. Okay,
look what I got.
You could go to Midtown, and this is crazy serendipitous that you're talking about Shake Shack right now.
Yeah,
because I have never had a shake from Shake Shack until this week. Just this week, I had my first shake from Shake Shack. And so there you go.
Wow.
I had it. I had a black and white. It was
outstanding.
Amazing.
They're good shakes.
I mean, I'm from California, so I'm like the in and out sort of ice cream shaky kind of girl. But I had my first Shake Shack shake.
Wow. Now I have a question. They're called Shake Shack. They're not called Burger Shack. They're called Shake Shack, which means shakes hypothetically are the front and center item. My question though is, how many people do you know that actually save this specific example? How many people do you know go specifically to Shake Shack to go get a shake?
No, they get burgers.
They go to get burgers.
That's a really good observation.
It's interesting to me that they
observation.
Right? Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a better name than In and Out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, In and Out.
Burgers.
They don't go to get an In and Out. They go to get a burger.
But that's what their hamburgers are all about.
In and Out.
Oh, have you not heard their slogan?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
is anyone here from California? No. It goes in and out, in and out. That's what a hamburger's all about. Whatever happened to the
What does that mean? You put it in and it goes out?
No, it's like you go.
It sounds like
is the
Taco
natural
Bell.
process, really.
It's a Taco Bell jingle.
You guys. It's like
but
it's
it doesn't
fast
translate like that. It
because they
translates
only
that you
have
eat
like
it and
5
you poop
things
it.
on their menu.
Oh, it's gonna eat.
The service
easy
is
menu.
fast. You're in and you're out. But it's like the quality is like through the roof, amazing. Have any of you eaten there?
Yes. Oh,
thank God.
A month ago.
Oh, congrats. You were in California?
Yes, but I still love Shake Shack.
I get you.
It's more, they have more of a sizzle and moist and glistening on their patties.
Okay.
My question though is Shake Shack worth the wait?
See, they're not
Not
in
more than
out,
23 minutes.
in and out. Okay, sorry.
Careful, you're gonna start paying for that jingle pretty soon. Although they should pay us, right?
Yeah, we just endorsed like 3 products here.
All right,
my
one
God.
quick thing, and then an improv game, and then we're gonna get to Alyce.
I endorse Venn diagrams. Yes, Mark.
I want to play. The name we said that we were gonna call it, but it was something about fromage. Do you remember what I said?
Oh yeah. No.
Something about fromage. Well, cheat the cheese. Maybe they'll call it that. I don't know. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Cheat the cheese.
Fine.
Cheese cheat. Cheese cheat. Because there are incredible cheeses out there that Elsie has not tried, as much of a foodie as she is. But she's pretty good at sizing things up and having a good gut instinct, excuse the pun, about food. So she does this with movie trailers, and now she's going to do it with cheese.
Wow.
So what I'd like to do is I would like to do an experiment here, if it's okay with you, Elsie, and give you the name of a cheese and a description that I found for the cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And you would provide us a review of the cheese. Is that okay?
But don't give too much away in the description because then she's going to know.
Yep. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, the first one is called Cashel Blue.
Oh.
And the description is, this decadent, chocolatey, and golden-hued Irish blue is the treasure at the end of a rainbow. So what did you think of Cashel Blue?
It was delectable.
Yeah?
Yeah. People who like the blue cheese and the bite will love it, but also the people who love the creaminess of a good cheese. It's a soft cheese. It's an aged cheese. The chocolatiness, what they're referring to is some of the color in it. But this is a really great cheese. And, you know, I would eat it without crackers. It doesn't need that.
Really?
Right.
It's not too pungent?
No.
Right.
And, you know, pair it with your favorite beverage or not. It stands on its own.
All right. Thank you. Next up is Boucheron cheese. I don't know if these are the correct pronunciations, just to be clear. And description is fudgy and spreadable when warm, but with crumble capability.
Oh.
The belle of the ball, but in practical shoes.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, this one's a little bit of a conundrum for people because, you know, it doesn't know where to go. It's got the crumbled texture, and it's got the fudgy texture, and it's got the you know, is it hard? Is it hard? Or is it soft? Is it going to crumble, or is it?
What's the name of this one again?
Boucheron.
Yeah. Sure.
And so if you have texture problems, this is a stinker.
Next up, I'm never going to pronounce this. Époisse de bourgeois cheese. Bourgeois cheese.
Bourgeois.
Époisse de bourgeois cheese, I guess. And it's eggy custard, oozes and runs. A noble woman that initiates will never forget.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's hard for me, and that description's awful. Like, seriously, the description is a turnoff. Like, who wants an eggy cheese and to talk about, like,
but what did you think of it, Elsie?
Well, that's the whole thing, is that when I first read that, I didn't even want to try it because just like, But I think it's worth trying. It's kind of middle of the road-ish. But to call it eggy and custardy, I think is a little bit misleading. It's not like you know, because people think egg custard like it's a dessert kind of thing, or like, you know, the egg custard milkshake or the egg custard like in Chinatown they've got those little egg tarts and stuff like that. So disregard that description. It's kind of crap.
Next up, Mahon Reserva. Earthy and familiar with a nutty finish, dense, cheddary, uncomplicated, chewy and dry, the beef jerky of Spanish cheese.
This sounds a little bit like Elsie. Sorry.
Oh.
I am a beef jerky, yeah.
You sound uncomplicated and dense. And tough.
Uncomplicated, but delightful. So, yeah, this cheese is something for the everyday guy or someone that just loves cheese in general. It's uncomplicated, and it's got a good, nice firmness to it, but it's not a dry cheese. It's not a spreadable, creamy cheese. It's just middle of the road. You can make a grilled cheese sandwich with it. You can eat it on its own. Eat it on a cracker. It's good.
Yeah.
And it's not like too anything. It's just a good standby when you're hankering for a hunk of cheese.
It's like a nice mild cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
I love a hunk.
A hunk of burning cheese. Last but not least, a Pecorino Romano from Di Bruno Brothers, and the description is firm and granular, yet glossy. Sheep's milk leap towards immortality.
Oh,
You can't really go wrong with a Pecorino Romano. You just can't. It's, again, you can eat it on its own. You can shave it. You can grate it. You can throw it on pasta. You can put it in fondue. You can, it's just good. You can't go wrong.
And that, everybody, is Cheese Cheat with Elsie. Thank you, Elsie.
Wow.
Sure.
That was, I want some cheese now.
what was it? Fresh fromage. Fixing for fromage.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So, who knows? It's a thing of the past.
I don't know, but I am ready for some pecorino.
I know. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Right?
All right. Let's play a super fast improv game, and then we're going to move on. So this game is called What If? It's one of our favorite games. And so the idea is we kind of go around. We'll play 2 rounds of this. Maybe me and Danielle, you and Elsie, perhaps Alice. The idea is that we're doing a pitch of it can be anything: a movie, a TV show, radio show, advertising campaign. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that the other person always seems to have just a little something that they like a little different with the idea, and they always like part of your idea, but there's always something they could tweak, and sooner or later the idea becomes something completely different. And I think you'll get the hang of it as Danielle and I do it. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to have a word, any word that will work into what the pitch is
The
about.
secret word is
So Alice, why
not
don't you
secret.
offer that up?
Pineapple.
Okay. Okay, Danielle, I really appreciate you seeing me today.
Yes, I've had a very busy day. Yes, Mark.
I finally have the pitch.
Great. Give it to me.
Idea, the marketing campaign
Yes.
for the Pineapple Association.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah, we're really going under, so we need it to be good.
Okay. So
Nobody likes pineapples anymore. Everyone's on to melons.
that's right. So the idea is this.
Yeah,
You have a soccer team. It's going to be a women's soccer team.
I love it already.
Because that's really in right now.
Yes.
And we got to pay them a lot of money, though, because we don't want them saying we have paid them less than.
We're already going to file bankruptcy, so have whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is they're going to be kicking around a pineapple instead of a soccer ball. But the great thing is as they kick it up in the air, every kick squirts juice out of the pineapple, and someone's running around, the referee is running around trying to catch the pineapple juice in a glass, and by the end of the play, right as they score goal, his glass is full.
Ooh, okay. I love this.
Actually, that's a pretty good commercial.
That's actually really, really good. We're done here.
Okay.
But what if, okay, so I love this. But what if, like I said, melons are a big competitor right now. So what if the pineapple team is playing against the cantaloupe team, and what the cantaloupes are doing is they really just can't elope, right? So we're a yes, they're a can't, and there's a little bit more competition, and they just cannot get their glass filled. What do you think about that?
I think it's great, but what I still think is, I think actually.
Well, do you have a what if, or what's going on?
I'm getting there already.
Oh well, geez. I think that I can.
What if we got away from fruit altogether? What if fruit wasn't even really so really what it becomes is there instead of melons, there's no melons. There's
well,
no
I hate melons anyway. Keep going.
Great. No melons, no pineapple, no fruit, no food even. It's bowling balls.
What if?
How many stories do you think you can survive a fall from?
Well,
what?
It's the name of the game.
Elsie.
I'll get there. You can play perfectly when it's your turn.
What if you push your producer out the window?
So what if
Yeah.
there was bowling balls instead of the fruit.
Thank you.
And
yes, as the EVP of marketing, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Keep going.
Wait.
Okay.
But the soccer players,
Yes.
it doesn't even have to be soccer. It could be any athletics at all. Are actually pineapples.
Okay. Yes.
We've reversed roles. You see what I did there?
Yes. This is what I like. And you know what? What if...
It shows the strength of the pineapple, by the way, because it's a bowling ball.
Right. The pineapple is the bowling ball, is the soccer player. The women's soccer players are strength. Pineapples equal strength. And what if also the prickly pineapple represented the prickly legs of women and how we don't have to shave anymore because F that, right? And so it's like women's liberation. What if that becomes viral?
Wait, one more thing. What if you could partner with Lady Bic? And sort of do a dual marketing campaign.
No, but we don't want Bic. We don't want to shave.
We want to know how smooth pineapples really are.
Ooh, so we shave a pineapple. Done.
Shave a pineapple.
Okay. I'm taking this to Jerry.
Done.
Okay, my job is saved.
Thank you. That was a little rocky, but generally.
Also, it was long and winding.
Yes, it
was.
was.
But it wasn't. No, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't long.
So Danielle, why don't you give Alyce you got the idea,
and
Alyce.
Elsie. Okay. You get a word.
Okay, give us a word.
You get a word. Okay. Cardstock. Alyce, do you want to start a pitch?
I'll pitch to Elsie. Okay, I have this really good idea.
All right.
So, it's about cardstock, and we're gonna have all these kids dressed up as trees. We're gonna go to a playground, and then they're all going to hold like a letter above their head, and then all these teachers, they also come to the playground, and all the teachers are gonna try to guess who is who behind these tree costumes.
All right.
And then the teachers are going to pick out like the letters that they like. So like A and E and all the vowels, obviously, are the better letters. So they pick out like 7, 8 kids. I think there are 8 vowels.
Right.
So 8 of those kids are the best cardstock. And then the rest of them don't get to play. And then those kids who have the vowels, they open up their costumes and they reveal themselves.
Big reveal, yeah.
And they are the nerdiest kids in the entire school. They're like dweebs.
Right.
And they're like obsessed with like cardstock.
They're dweebs. They're obsessed.
So we're going for not just the advertising of cardstock, but showing that even if you're a nerd, you can succeed.
Yes.
All right.
And that you could be anybody.
Yeah. All right.
And you can be anything.
Yeah.
As long as you're obsessed.
Behind a tree. Okay.
What if?
I'm not there yet.
What if?
We're not there yet.
I thought that's how we do this.
You're cheating. And I'm the producer, so back off. So, all right. What if?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. What if we also bring in some dogs? Because dogs and trees, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And it'll show you that when the dogs don't choose those trees to do their business, that the nerds have a superpower behind those trees. The dogs sense it. And so they're holding up the cardstock and the vowels and maybe even some consonants, you know, 'cause you got to have consonants with vowels. Otherwise, all you have is the I-O. So you got to have the consonants. And the dogs will show that you can't piss on people.
Yeah. You can't piss on anybody.
Yeah. So it shows the empowerment and So what if we bring in the dogs?
I like the empowerment angle.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something. But what if we don't have anything living, like no kids and no dogs?
Oh, so we're going to completely take out those factors.
We bring in rocks, like talking rocks.
Wait. Talking rocks?
Yeah, because people don't respect rocks. They walk on them and they
I know.
they throw them.
They make those stupid pet rock things where they glue googly eyes on them. It's very disrespectful and silly.
They don't feed them. They call them my pet rock. They cost nothing. They make gravel out of rock.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make concrete out of melting rock.
All right.
Sheetrock.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But what if we use those rocks as the paperweights on the cardstock? So it shows the value of the rock.
So good.
The value.
Shows the value.
Empowerment, value.
Yeah.
You could be anybody you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the cardstock is held down by the rock. And the slogan, what would, oh gosh, what if the slogan were something like, our cardstock is solid like a rock.
Solid like a rock. I like that.
Yeah.
Like a rock.
Cardstock like a rock.
And they rhyme. And what if we throw in socks on the rocks?
Like hand puppets.
Yeah, we put the socks over the rocks. So
anyone that disparages the rocks, we hurl them through the sock like a weapon.
exactly. You're thinking just like me.
Fantastic. I think we got a deal.
I think this can go viral.
Let's shake on it.
Let's do it.
That was
I love that.
one of my favorite.
We're thinking exactly the same.
That was one of my favorite improvs we've had in like the last 10 episodes.
Good.
I loved that.
Solid like a rock.
Outstanding.
I'll say.
Well done. Thank you for jumping in,
Oh, thank
Alice.
you.
All
That was
right.
You rocked my socks off.
You did. Oh,
You guys,
see what she
that
did
was
there?
great.
Very
That
nice.
was
Good
great.
job,
That was a
everybody.
smart
Well
one.
done.
I
That was a
liked
good
it.
episode. Good round of what if. Well, the second part was, I guess, the first
Yeah, it's
We
okay.
had fun. It's okay.
It's fine. We're spastic energy.
We are.
over
We
here.
kind of are. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be all about Alyce Chan and all the things that she does in just a moment.
The artist Prince was once known as a symbol. If we were known as a symbol, it would probably be a smear of grape jelly. Or possibly banana pudding. Nope, grape jelly. Definitely grape. This is Funny People Talking.
All right, we're back with Alyce Chan. That's Alice with a Y, by the way. I don't mean A-L-I-C-Y. I mean A-L-Y-C-E, just to be clear.
ALICE.
Yeah, what do you say?
It's A-L-Y-C-E.
No, but you said, I know, but
You said
ALICY. And
That
I
is
think,
correct. That is exactly what I intended to say.
Oh.
I'm saying it's Alice with a Y, but not A-L-I-C-Y. It's A-L-Y-C-E.
We thought you were trying to say, this is all going to be cut, but I thought you were
Is
trying
it?
to say ALICE.
It's actually A-L-Y-Y-Y-C-E.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But why?
But why?
Is that a consonant or a vowel?
It's a vowel.
But it's cardstock.
That's right.
But what
I get it now.
but what if?
What if you were the producer?
Yeah, but that's not where we
Okay. All kidding aside, Alice, we're so glad you're here. You're doing some really cool things, and we're going to talk about them. As we often do on the show, I like to start these conversations out by getting an idea of having you size up your path a little bit. And what I mean by that is, in this case, is you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a comedian, you're a writer, you're programming content, you're building community, you're doing a lot of different things, and I'm sure more things than that. And just to be clear, to give some idea, Alice performs all over New York. She's been in some of the big names, Comedy Cellar, Caroline's, Broadway Comedy Club, Stand Up New York. She's done the Knitting Factory. She also produces a monthly comedy show called Bring Your Own Baby for parents and anyone who wants to bring a baby for some comic relief. That is brilliant. We'll talk more about that. She also hosts a comedy show called The X Files, EX Files, which showcases in Brooklyn. Helps showcase the funniest comedians in the circuit, and it's mostly about talking about their ex-spouses, so it's a theme there. That's kind of cool. You are a resident comedian for a all-woman retreat called Renew Breakup Boot Camp, which has been featured in a lot of big things like Vogue and Good Morning America. But you also, I love this because this is we don't see this usually. You curate artists and comedians for special charitable organizations, and you MC and stuff like that. So in my head, I see three basic things happening here. There is, I'm not going to disconnect being a mom and my comedy. They're going to be one and the same in a way. You have some interest and focus on the idea of former relationships and how those can be funny. And then you do things to both bring people together and to help bring people up. Those are all connected, but they're all very different things. Out of all of those things, what do you think you're the most of?
Wow. Thanks for the intro, Mark. And
well, most of it I just read off your website.
My website? I need to update that. Yeah, I think, I've been asked that because I try to dabble in a lot of things, and there are other things that I do, like photography on the side, graphic design, and I'm a brand marketer, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I always come back to the comedy part.
Yeah.
Making people laugh. I just like having a conversation with my friends, or just like being with my kids and being like a goof, or, like trying to relieve some stress over a conversation with a family member, or, like I remember it was like one of a grim time. It was, we were at a hospital and someone really close to us was dying, and a family member was like talking to me, and I just kind of instinctually like did something funny. I don't know, maybe I did a funny dance or said something or I made a face, and the person laughed. And I thought, is this an inappropriate time to do this? And she's like, thank God you're here. Like, this is what I needed. I was like, oh, wow. There is no inappropriate time to be funny. Like, you can be funny all the time. And maybe there's one or two times that it's not appropriate, when someone's speaking at a funeral, or, but
when it's respectful.
Respectful.
It's like funny, but respectful. Read the room. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to gauge. I mean, it takes a certain level of EQ, you know what I mean?
Hey.
To kind of gauge the room, assess, and see if humor works right now. And regardless if it's a very light situation or a very grim and, serious situation, I think humor can be applied if it's done well.
Well, it is interesting. Sorry for interjecting, but I think about even like delivering a eulogy.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've had to do. And I don't know if anyone else here has had to do that. Interjecting humor into a eulogy seems so inappropriate, and yet it may be what people need.
So, yeah, I think so needed.
And that moment, and again, I'm sorry for interjecting, but that moment of, okay, I'm about to try the joke. Please let this work. Please let this not backfire and upset everybody, and then when it does work, then people go, okay, it's okay to laugh. It's okay for someone to be funny. And then it opens the doors. So you're right. It's that,
Yeah, that's the same feeling I have when I go to a new open mic. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try this new joke for the first time.
Yeah.
And
much like a funeral.
Yeah, it's just like a funeral,
Yeah.
Like people are there and they're not happy. And
no.
They're not going to, it's going to take
and they realizing they made Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where jokes go to die sometimes. So maybe like a funeral, yeah.
Yeah. But
true.
Back to your question, I think it's, I always come back to comedy. Like I've been in corporate, and, I left a full-time corporate marketing job, and I get asked to do a lot of photography, and I'm quite good at it.
That's awesome.
But when someone asks me to come on stage,
I
don't care how far it is, there's no pay, and I'm like, she's spending more money on an Uber pool, I'll do it. I'd rather do that. Like, I just love making people laugh. I just, there's something about the art of humor and timing, delivery. It's like, you don't have to have the right content. I think if you can time it and your delivery is spot on, your content doesn't have to be like a 10 out of 10. It could be like a 7 out of 10 joke, but you'll get like a 10 out of 10 response if it's done well.
You wanted to make sure that we knew that you're a photographer, that you're a brand marketer. So no, it's okay. But I'm saying you felt a need, and I don't question this, that you need to make sure we understood that there was that part of you too.
Yeah.
How do you think, if at all, you the fact that you have this funny bone, you have this sensitivity towards humor, maybe more than some other people do, or at least the ability to connect to it more aptly. How does that play into the work that you do as a photographer or as a marketer?
That's a very good question because as a photographer, I work with kids, like toddlers and like sometimes, 8-10-year-olds. And I use my humor to kind of let them feel more relaxed and like be my friend. I'm not like some like big serious grown up taking photos of you, but I'm your friend and we're just going to have fun. So I feel like that brings a fun element into my job and it doesn't feel like work for them. And we're kind of just playing. And then I'm able to capture real authentic shots of the family interacting and engaging. And that's, I think it also helps with my marketing. It's all about relationships, dealing with relationships. Not specifically towards the work, but the relationship when I'm working with a client. I think humor.
Oh yeah,
humor helps a lot.
Yeah, and in past episodes, because obviously we talk about funny things here, but in past episodes, I don't remember which one, but we've talked about. It may have been with our good friend.
Oh, Matilda.
Yeah. We had Matilda with a Y, just saying. But she, we were speaking about how in corporate environments, there's this facade that because we're all wearing heels and pantsuits and jackets, that we need to be serious because we're all buttoned up. When those environments are so needing that refreshment. In the same way when you were in the hospital, telling those jokes, being around friends and family, it was like, it's like you're quenching the thirst, like the need for it. So
that just brought me back to the days where I was like doing like a corporate job, going to Midtown and then wearing like this ill-fitting suit, and I hated dressing up for work.
Wow.
And like no one knew I was a comedian doing that at nights because I just didn't feel comfortable. It wasn't the right environment and I had to be a certain person. And that's when I knew like my job does not align with my personality. So that's why I'm not enjoying it.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Totally. I resonate with that a lot.
So let's talk about the baby, bring your own baby.
Oh my God, BYOB.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to know about this.
How did that happen?
Well, I was like, after my first baby, I was kind of on hiatus. I didn't really do anything.
How old are your children now? Just
one is 5.5 and the other one's 2.5.
Okay.
And the first one, when I had him, I was just like focused on like trying to be like a good mom, perfect mom, bring him to sing along classes, which I hate, and like puppet shows and just doing everything for my baby. And I kind of just left the comedy scene because I'm like, I don't have time. I'm too exhausted. I need to breastfeed. I need to wake up. So I had all these reasons not to go back to comedy. And I kept saying, I'll do it later. And then it wasn't until my second baby, and I noticed that I was like, you know what? I've kind of just, where did the last 4.5 years go?
Wow.
Like, what have I been doing? I've just been, I've done an odd job here and there, like photography. And I was like, I'm going to start getting back into comedy. So I started like going to neighborhood bars in Greenpoint, and I started like the X-Files, and I started going to more open mics, networking again. And it was really tough because everyone's like, oh, who are you again? Like there's all these new comics on the scene who's been doing it every single night, like sometimes 2-4 times a night.
Wow.
And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just no one's gonna put me on their show because I was just coming back into the game. And I'm gonna just produce my own show and put myself on the show.
Yes.
But I have a baby to lug around. So I'm gonna bring the baby and I'm gonna let everyone bring their babies. And then I thought, hey, 4.5 years ago, I was actually yearning to do some adult stuff and not these sing-along classes. No offense to them, but I'm pretty sure moms and dads need a comic relief, and maybe they're too exhausted to go out at night to the Comedy Cellar or, to a big nightclub, or
because those are later too.
Yeah. Late night shows. They don't have the energy to do that. So I was thinking morning comedy show, bring your baby. People bring their babies to other events, and why not a comedy show? Make it short, time it right so babies will nap after the show. And I pitched it to a local bookstore, and they gave me a chance and said yes. I asked all my friends to come. I had 4 of my friends come, and then 3 strangers that I didn't know, and like now every month it's like sold out, and need to keep the numbers safe, because when you think about, there's like 18 adults coming, there's also 18 babies. And I miscount sometimes. That's like almost 40 people, right? In a little tiny basement, and it's
which bookstore do you do it in?
The Word Bookstore in Greenpoint.
Great.
Yeah.
Greenpoint
people bring their
is
babies.
A place for comedy.
They could bring their toddlers, or you could just come by yourself.
Is that off the Nassau?
It's or Greenpoint is actually closer. Greenpoint Avenue.
Is it across from the
park?
Yes,
that
American
park. Playground.
I was just there.
No, you weren't.
I did not see your show, unfortunately, but I popped in the bookstore.
It's the corner bookstore. Yeah, they have tables. They also have evening events for adults.
So fun.
Stuff. Yeah, they have all sorts of events there.
Yeah, as Mark was saying about just I think like the ingenuity of this idea of, well, let's just go for it, because what's more comedic than a baby either crying or gurgling or
heckling?
Yeah, heckling you, right? So I want to know, in your BYOB shows, does the material have to be sanitized? Like, does it have to be rated G?
That's such a good question.
Yeah.
I'm very careful when I select my comedians. I've usually have watched them, and I know their sense of humor, and I pick a group of people that work really well as a like a set. Like I'll have two moms.
Curate it.
Yeah, I curate it carefully. That it's not all mom material. It's not all dad material, because people get bored. They want to hear other stuff. I like, I'll have like a single person, gay person.
That's great.
A person that doesn't know if he or she is gay or not yet. A dad, or so it's a mixture, so it's diverse enough. And I tell them, like, if you really need to cuss, and if it really makes a difference, if it's going to make your joke like 25% better, you are allowed to say one word, like the F word, and you can say like the poop word, right? But if there is a toddler that is over 2 years old, I would recommend that they don't.
Okay, that's what I was wondering about, the ages of the kids.
At first I was like, in the beginning when I launched it, I said babies only. And you can use any language, because I do tell the parents that there's going to be suggestive language, because it's just standard material from the comedians.
Right.
And now it's like, now people are bringing toddlers, and I want to open that up to them.
Because your audience is growing with you. So their kids
are
now
they're bringing their siblings. Yeah. And so
it's like Happy Meals.
And and I don't have like vulgar comedians. Like I make sure that I don't have like dudes doing boner jokes all the time.
It's like the morning or afternoon too.
Yeah,
so
those kind of comedians are probably still hungover anyway.
So what kind of, have you given any thought to or figured out what kind of humor tends to most hit new moms, what they need in terms of the humor?
Yeah, just based off my Instagram, when I write something about making fun of my husband, they love that. And it's like, I'm sorry, Jimmy, like it's not really about him. Sometimes like he'll say something funny and then I'll make it into a meme, and I'm like, whoa, women really are eating this up.
You're like, it's for the numbers, babe.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I got it. And then my stand-up, now most of my jokes are about my husband because it works.
Well, your intro for this was about filing his toenails.
See, he's always on my mind. I'm thinking about him all the time.
So how does that happen? What's your process in terms of what I mean is something your husband says something, you go, oh, that's a good one, and you like jot it down, or
well, when he's around, I don't jot it down, but it's in my head, and then when he leaves, I'm like on my phone and just creating a meme.
Does this create is your husband trigger shy about what he says now, or is he...
No, because he doesn't know. He doesn't have a social media account.
There you go. He doesn't follow your Instagram.
That's the trick. He has no idea what's going on with MomCom.
Well, just don't have him listen to this podcast.
Yeah, he doesn't even know I'm here.
Should we create the husband version?
Where does he think you are?
He knows in general where I am because he has the kids.
Manhattan.
Oh my God, Alyce, you are cracking me up. Oh my God.
How do you think about jokes, Alyce? Like, as you put together a joke, because you're not just going to go out there and say, my husband said this, blah, 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 and the audience laughs. I mean, I'm sure it's clearly more complex. There's layers to it, and you figure out these things have to all go together. I don't want to ask you the dumb, common question, what's your process? But how do you think about that? Like, how do you say, okay, are you banking material and then you sit down one day and say, let me go through the material and see what still resonates with me? Are you furiously turning something into a joke the minute it happens? And okay, that's another joke possible. Yeah. Like, how does it end up coming together?
So are you asking me what my process is?
I guess I am, but
maybe if Mark won't, I will. Yeah.
I'm looking for a different layer of it, I guess. Yeah. I don't want to know. I mean, you can say what your process is, but maybe I want to more know why that's your process.
Yeah. No, I think it's changed over time because I used to write jokes for the stage, and now I have to now I also write jokes that will fit within like a 1080 by 1080 pixel on Instagram. And it has to be quick and short enough that it reads well. So sometimes it's something I've watched on TV and it triggers something that has happened to me, and I'll write a few lines and see, okay, does this sound funny? And I just read it to myself to see if it's funny. And I usually have a sense like, yeah, that needs a little bit of work, and then I'll put it aside. And sometimes my husband will do something or say something. Like 2 days ago, he asked, like, I don't have any clean underwear. And he's like running around like, I can't believe I don't have any clean underwear. And then he looks at me, he goes like, do you have a system for the laundry? Like insinuating like I should have an inventory count on his underwear. And I was like, system. And then I was like, oh, that's a good one. And like he was lucky because I didn't tear him apart at that moment because I was ready to.
Oh no, you saved it for an audience.
Yeah. So I was like, wait a minute, system. He said the word system. And so I start like jotting in my head. And then he left to work, and then I had like maybe 20 different types of memes about the laundry and system. And then I made a meme out of that. So it's like every day what's being said to me and what my kids say to me, and then I'll bank it, or like I will write something quick on my phone and then get back to it later.
I'm sorry, I'm just not familiar with it. What kind of pictures do you use for the memes?
I don't.
Oh, I'll show. I don't use.
They're just the text.
Just text, because I want the person who's reading it to translate it visually to her or himself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if I put a visual on it, I feel like it's limiting. But that's just my style.
Like when you read a book, your imagination does way more than when you see it in a movie.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
I didn't know if you like grabbed a whole stock bunch of pictures of your husband or something and random pictures.
That would be funny.
Right. So what's funny to you?
Just dry, sarcastic humor. Like people who don't try to be funny. Just naturally, they'll have like one or two things they say and it's hilarious. It's just like Seinfeld is funny to me.
Yeah.
You like people who save it up and then there's just one.
Yeah, like I don't like big like look at me or like
like slapstick
humor. I can't do.
And now I have a question because I feel like you have this sensibility, this dry humor, this sarcasm, wit, edge type thing going. So I feel like that's something we've only been in the same room for less than an hour, but I think that I got that about you right away because I tend to do that. Do you ever have people ask you whether you're being earnest or not?
Yes.
Okay. I get that all the time.
Do you?
And all the time. And people are like, wait, was that sarcastic?
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh no, sorry, that was genuine. I'm down like the hole of dry humor.
Yeah.
How do I get out?
Yeah, because like when I deliver, I'm using the same voice,
The
It's
same
very
intonation.
monotonous. Yeah, and like people would say, "Wait, are you being for real?" Like I can't tell if you're being real or not. I'm like, "No, I am. I am." See, like that, I can't. I'm like, "No, but I am. I am being serious." And they'll go on. I think it's funny though that
I think
people
it is
can't
funny.
tell.
When it first happened to me, I was slightly offended.
Yeah.
Because I thought, what? I'm a very genuine person.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you not read my cues? But then I learned, oh wow, I think that my innate humor is this sort of just like dry whatever thing, especially when I'm not thinking, when it just comes out and it's like the natural state.
Right.
But I got that about you and I loved that.
It's so natural. It just rolls off your tongue, and that's how I sound. And I've been, people have. I mean, when I first started, people were like, "Your tone is so monotonous. Like you gotta put more energy into it." It's like
I love
you gotta
monotonous.
like you gotta liven it up. So I'm like, but I don't do that. I don't. You're not like that type of person.
No, there's a place for you just as much as there's a place for that clown.
Yeah.
I look at someone like Stephen Wright, who made a career out of funny, monotone, but funny, very funny, well constructed bits.
Yes.
But he did it entirely in monotone like this, and it added so much humor because of what he was saying. He wrote for his voice.
It needed to be in that tone.
have to.
You couldn't
Exactly.
deliver
I think
it
of Mitch
anyway.
Hedberg too. I mean, he died way
I was
before his time.
just thinking of him.
Were
Yeah.
you? Do you know his stuff?
Oh, Mitch Hedberg. He was so.
You got put it in here. Write it in your phone later.
Okay.
He
He
has
was
great
kinda-
jokes about bananas.
He was like, to me at least, he was a little bit like the Henny Youngman type, where it's like it's a joke. He just like it's like I'm not saying he had the same style as Henny Youngman or those kinds of people. He literally had gosh, what's his, Rodney Dangerfield, where Rodney Dangerfield just tells a joke. It's a boom, there's the joke. Then there's another joke, kaboom. And
But the
Mitch
delivery.
Hedberg, but the delivery was very straight.
Yeah.
And you almost go, wait, was that a joke? Oh,
Right.
it was. It's funny. But my point is that it relied like you couldn't have Bill Cosby type stories telling a long monotone joke like that. You have to have right because you're not weaving long stories, right? You're doing touch and goes with your humor, right?
Yes.
Another thing I like is like it's kind of like what you guys were doing with the what if game, like Norm Macdonald and Kevin Nealon from SNL. They do like they go off on a tangent and it's sometimes really ridiculous over something really tiny.
Yeah.
And it's really brilliant. Like Norm Macdonald can make a joke about a sandwich and it's hilarious.
Yes.
So I love like ridiculous humor.
Yeah.
They just keeping it
But you're so serious about it. It's like you believe it. It matters.
Yes.
That is so good. Okay, to RIP for Mitch Hedberg, can I do one of his jokes?
Sure.
It's very short. So he kind of talks like a stoner a little bit. And so one of my favorite Mitch jokes is when he said, my friend had a frozen banana and he asked if I wanted a frozen banana. And I said, no. But then I thought, and I turned to him, I said, wait, but I want a regular banana later. So, yes.
I know.
That's it.
Oh, I like that. See?
Like, it's so, he's like,
I love.
he died way too
He
young.
was great. He had another joke I remember that was something like
Want a regular banana later.
Advil has a candy coating.
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious, and it says right on the bottle, do not have more than 2 of these. And he's like, well, don't put a candy coating on it then.
Yeah. It's like an M&M situation.
At least for me, I'd like to close on this point with you. As you think across the humor that you've done, the things that you're doing for Bring Your Own Baby, the things you've done for your own stand-up, the things that maybe you've put on social media, whatever it is, what's a joke that you weren't sure was going to work, but you decided to give it a try anyway, and it killed?
Oh, wow. I did do one of my husband's jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a comedian? Oh,
No,
you mean
I
like
think so, yes. Well, no.
what
Okay,
you
so
get
this is the
from
thing.
him.
Sometimes he'll ask me how my show went, because sometimes he's not always at my show, and he's like, or he'll ask me to run some jokes by him,
Okay.
and I do, and he'll try to, revise it, and. There was one joke. He's like, "Can you?"
Well, that's good, but what if you did this?
He would be a pro at this game. And he gave me a joke. He's like, "Do this one," because I had this running joke that we aren't intimate at all. And he's like, "Do this one. Do you want to hear it?"
Sure, yeah.
He goes,
Oh, yeah. we
it's a
wanna
very
hear it.
short one.
No, we don't want to hear a comedian tell one of their jokes.
Okay. I'm like, I don't want to do this one because it's like not really my humor. And he goes, "No, it'll kill. Trust me, it's so good." And I'm like, okay. And he goes, "Just open with that and then follow up with your jokes about no sex with your husband."
Okay.
So I open with this when I start talking about my intimate or non-intimate relationship with my husband. So my husband and I hardly get it on, because we're so exhausted and tired and busy with kids.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we have sex maybe once in a blue ball.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes that gets a big laugh. Sometimes it doesn't get a laugh. And then I'll bring up my own Alyce Chan jokes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll say, if people don't really get it, I'm like, it's okay. It's my husband's joke. I don't know what color his balls are. I tried it.
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
great.
So that's good. You get
Yeah,
a follow
then
up if you,
I
you
follow
save,
up.
you dig yourself out of that hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
I wish we had another hour to go through this stuff, but I definitely want to take a moment to share how can people connect with you, go to Bring Your Own Baby, follow all the things you're doing, watch your memes, all those things.
Oh, great.
Watch your memes. Look at your memes.
Yeah. Read my memes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meme it up.
Yeah. Or you can follow me on Instagram at momcomnyc, and all my information's there. If you want to come to Bring Your Own Baby, you don't have to bring your own baby. You can bring a baby, or you can be a baby, but you can just enjoy a show. It's every second Thursday of every month at the Word Bookstore in Greenpoint.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
Very nice. Well, congratulations. I really admire the different way you're doing this. It isn't crazy off the map, but it is your way.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and I dig that so much. Thank you very much for sharing so much of yourself with us. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and everybody follow Alyce. Go follow her and stalk her.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah, be
Stalk
obsessed with her like me.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd. I'm such a geek for Alyce.
All right, right after this is the end of the show, which means it's time for End of Show Food with Elsie. We'll be right back.
Connect with the show at Mouth Media Network or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. And please, for the love of all that is holy, subscribe to the show and leave us a damn review and a really, really good rating on iTunes. Pretty please? Thank you.
Elsie, it's time for something, and you're in charge of it. And you know what it is?
Do you know what it's called?
It's
End of show food.
It is. It's End of Show Food.
End of show food.
Yes.
And that is where
and I've got food.
Elsie is
Clever.
you know. Elsie looks everywhere for cool things for us to taste. We never know what it's going to be. It could be exotic, it could be a snack, it could be jerky, it could be a drink, it could be chocolate, it could be a cookie, it could be, you never know what it's going to be.
Except that it's food.
Except for this food. So the rule is that she'll tell us what it is. Then when she says we may, then we try it. And then the key is that we rank it or rate it on a scale of chickens. Whatever number of chickens you want your ranking scale to be, that's what it will be. And we'll figure out how much we love it and if we get a pass or fail grade, I guess. So Elsie.
Yeah. So
what do you got?
Today's snack food
EOSF
dun, dun, dun.
is Oreo.
We're all really excited.
Marshmallow Moon.
Marshmallow.
This is the
Alice looks
50th
really happy
anniversary
right now.
moon landing
Oh,
Oreo. It's a limited edition.
What?
The pack glows in the dark.
Let's
Really?
turn off the light.
Can you turn off the light?
There are stickers in the back that glow.
Here,
So we're gonna do 2 photos for our
Okay.
website or whatever we got,
Okay, ready?
so that you can see the stickers that are supposed to glow.
Okay, lights off.
All right, look, it's glowing. See,
Wow.
that's just from a little phone flashlight action.
All right, so we're gonna taste these when Elsie says go, and we will rate them. This is a nice one. I mean, I haven't tasted it yet, but it's Oreos. How can go wrong?
And they look kind of purple.
And I'm sorry, what's the flavor again? Moon.
Just moon landing.
They taste like moon.
Oh, marshmallow.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Oh,
marshmallow.
I'm so happy.
Oh, wow.
Ba-ba-bum.
Have we ever had Oreos on the show?
Thank you.
We did. We had the carrot cake once.
Oh yeah,
Okay, these smell like normal Oreos.
they smell like
No, they have the marshmallow.
this
thing going on.
marshmallow going.
You're
Yeah,
right,
slightly,
they do
slightly.
actually.
They're
Okay.
gray
All
like
right,
the moon.
so wait, hold up.
okay.
Where's your phone?
They're gray like the moon.
I'm gonna put the flashlight on it while we.
This is very hard to hold and not eat.
Oh yeah, there's a moon on the picture on the front.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you guys, this goes with moons
There's
again.
There's a little. No, they're all different.
Let
There's
me
a
see.
spaceman, an astronaut.
I
There's
have
a
a
shuttle.
moon.
They're all
These are
different.
so cute.
I'm taking a picture. I play Dungeons and Dragons, and my character on one of the shows is called Bryn Moonbrook, and she just got a letter from someone yesterday, and the seal had a moon on it, just like this. So I
All
think
right.
it's meant to be
So are we ready to
in my
eat?
nerd life.
Are we eating? it
Okay, here we
still
go.
there?
No, 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
To me, the filling reminds me of Necco wafers.
I'm getting Lucky Charms.
It's like texture of a chewing gum, but you can swallow it.
Yeah.
and not worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is this bubble gum? And you're like, you
It
can
is.
actually swallow it.
And that's like the cream marshmallow
The
hybrid.
marshmallow thing, yeah.
These aren't bad.
I think I like these better than the
Than
Earth
regular
ones.
Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Nice. Well done, Elsie.
Wow.
So basically, to me, these. How would you define the taste?
Marshmallow.
Yeah, it is. It's like a Lucky Charm
Moon flavored
moon
marshmallow.
gum.
Yeah.
I love that.
So how many chickens, Danielle? Sorry, I got you when you're drinking.
Oh, I'm hitting the bottle hard.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably gonna have 7 more. So I'm yet again going for a perfect score.
Perfect score. Wow.
Perfect score.
Perfect
so
score.
I'm gonna give one. I'm gonna give. You know what I'm gonna give? I'm gonna give pie out of pie. Chickens.
Wow.
3.1415
nice.
repeating.
Wow.
Out of pie.
What about you, Alice? How many chickens and what's your rating?
I'm not like nerdy like Danielle. And I'm not good in math.
Okay.
You don't have to be good at math to do pie out of pie.
I'm terrible though. I don't even know what that means. I'm just gonna say 782 chickens.
Out of
Out of 782?
No, out of 781.
Oh, so it exceeded.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good.
That's the first time we've ever had that.
Elsie?
72 out of 72.
Beautiful.
Yes. Elsie, I'm sorry. That light, I can't.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to give these
I have light sensitivity.
50 out of 50 for the 50th anniversary of the moon landing.
Oh my God, yes. Wait, and didn't I? Oh no, this was a different episode. I talked about Neil Armstrong. How crazy is that? So much moon.
So are we
Get
gonna...
out of here. There's just a lot of moon stuff.
They had the 50th anniversary showing at it was in one of the Irvington Hudson.
Oh, planetarium?
Yeah, it's a planetarium. We watched the 50th show.
That's cool.
3 months ago.
Very, very
Should
cool.
we try to do the glow in the dark sticker thing again?
Yeah, well, let's finish up the show and then we'll do it.
Glow in the dark. Important.
I know.
Important.
Well, I want to say thank you very much, Elsie, for a great special snack. And thank you, Alyce, so much for being here. We really appreciate all your time and sharing some of your journey with us and lots of humor and insights. So good luck on the continuation of your journey.
Oh, thank
May
you.
you do comedy on the moon.
Oh, thanks.
That's it for this episode of Funny People Talking for our illustrious, very purple, and very Elsie like Elsie producer, Elsie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So for Elsie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Danielle.
Bye from my big teeth.
I guess I hit a nerve there. Sorry.
I love my veneers. All the more to chew
They're veneers.
Oreos with. Thanks for listening, guys.
I'm Mark Rako. We really appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next week. Until then, stay funny. Bye-bye.
Don't give us that look. We know exactly what we're doing. And we're totally aware it might not be entirely legal. In 19 states. This is Funny People Talking. Copyright 2019. No portion of the content may be reproduced or published without the strict written permission of the producers. Connect with our show at Mouth Media Network or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. I'm your announcer, Peter Coleman. Thanks for listening.
This is Mouth Media Network. Amplify and connect.